welcome to Two Doctors Homestead. My name's Daniel. It's a hot day out here, probably about 100 degrees, and I'm sitting under my shade tree thinking about AI, and I want to jump in and have a conversation about AI. Should you fear AI? Should you be concerned about AI? What is AI? And I'm not going to go too deep into how AI works. I did a video on that. It's really has to do with real-time statistical analysis of situations, predictive analytics, those kind of things, and we now have the compute power to tie large data sets with real-time analytics, and therefore you get AI. So not going to go too much under the hood. Have another video on that, and certainly could if people are interested. I think the interest is limited on how it actually works, at least in this area. But should you be concerned? Should you fear AI? Is AI going to kill us all? And I want to kind of dig into a little bit of that. I have some experience with AI as it is. So first of all, should you be concerned? I mean, you look at reports that say up to 50% of the workforce could be automated, replaced by AI robotics in the next, between now and 2030. I've seen next 10 years, next 20 years. Certainly in that sense, if you have lost your job or might lose your job, will lose your job to AI, there is reason to be concerned, right? Things have been automated, can be automated, and throughout history, we've seen automation, even something as simple as, farming, where you get the plow and then you don't need as many people working the farm, right? We will see a shift in the workforce, which is inevitable. It's not to say people can't find jobs, or it's not a horrible thing you should be concerned about. I'm not downplaying it all. But we will see more capable computers. It's going to happen, whether it's physical robotics or just computers themselves running as they are, having more capabilities, producing more content, right? You see a strike in Hollywood, and from what little I've seen, I don't have a huge interest in what's going on in Hollywood, don't watch a lot of TV or any of that, but you are seeing a strike, where people are concerned about a shift in more computer-generated content, right? You could foresee a point not so distant future, and they actually touched on this on Black Mirror, which I thought was pretty cool, where computers are generating all of the actors and scripts and all of that, and just making movies on the fly that are customized to you, right? What kind of movie do you want to watch? All right, we'll just go ahead and make one for you with your favorite actors, and it's all computer generated, but the quality is such that it looks real enough to be enjoyable without feeling like you're watching a cartoon, and that seems to be happening, right? We're on that path. So if you're a writer, if you're an actor, if you're a YouTube content creator, you have to wonder, is that going to affect me? And it's possible, right? There's YouTube channels now that are entirely driven by AI content, and some of them seem to do really well. So there is a market for it, whether you're an artist, whether you're a musician. You see stuff with AI generated music. Computers are proving themselves to have enough creativity to get by, and some of that is emulation more than genuine creativity, but people have and could argue that a lot of creativity is emulation, right? Art imitates life, life imitates art. So the imitation part is always been part of the process, right? So in that sense, yeah, should you be concerned? Potentially. Is there anything you can do about it? Probably not. Rise against the machines. I don't see that happening. It's about being adaptable, right? And it is adapting your skills, and then once again, easier said than done. Certainly you get a point in your life where you're not looking to learn a new career, and I understand that. Not saying it's easy to do, but in terms of should you fear AI, is it coming for your jobs? Maybe, right? You see the self-driving cars are always being hinted at, and that technology is being developed, and a good percentage of our workforce drives for a living. They pay their bills and feed their family driving vehicles, whether it's trucks or taxi cabs or anything else. So even something like a self-driving car is going to take jobs, right? And that's I would say, is your immediate concern, right? In one aspect of AI is computers are getting better, and they will make certain jobs, certain lines of work redundant, and they already are, and that's only going to continue to grow, right? So that would be number one, right? Number two, And we'll get to number three. Number three is the idea, is AI going to kill us all right after it's taken all of our jobs? Is it going to go ahead and kill us all anyway? We'll get to that in the conversation. But the second one really has to do, before it kills us all, before it becomes sentient, before we go Skynet, Terminator, pick your sci-fi, The Matrix, trap us all in an AI-generated fantasy. If we're not already, some people might argue that we are. I'm not saying we are. Arguments for and against the very existence of reality, but is weaponized AI, and you're starting to see that now as well. Is not the sentient AI attacking us. It's bad actors, it's nefarious people using AI as a weapon, and we will see more of that, and we're starting to see that through disinformation, right? Deepfakes is the term you see a lot, is the AI allows people to create content quickly that closely mimics reality. It looks like the actual person talking when it's really just a AI generated image. It's a fantasy. That's getting closer. That's happening now, is weaponized AI, and not just deep fakes, but you see it in cyber attacks, cyber war, as if you're a hacker and you have better tooling to attack systems, and certainly AI would add to that better tooling, right? So that's kind of, I think, where we're at now. That's the point in the timeline we're at now, which is AI is ever improving, possibly written by AI. You see some of that, and that's a little bit scary when you have AI writing AI, going towards that singularity moment where AI becomes potentially conscious, certainly capable of improving itself at a very rapid pace, right? You could say we're heading towards a singularity, and you see people like Elon Musk is giving out warnings that, maybe we should be afraid of AI, maybe we should keep an eye on it, try to regulate it, because it is advancing quickly. And I think some of his concern is also what I'm saying, the area I'm going, which is around weaponized AI, deep fakes, not knowing what's real anymore, because the computer can generate images, stories, things like that are hard to tell from the real thing, right? And that's happening. There was a thing that happened not too long ago where there was some imagery of the Pentagon getting attacked, and people had a panic, and I think it actually impacted the stock market for a brief moment, and they said, no, that didn't happen, guys, this isn't real, Pentagon's fine, we're not under attack. But the ability to generate that imagery, right, once again, weaponized AI, people using AI as a weapon, I think we're seeing that, just the beginning of that, right, is bad information, misinformation, and also the better ability to attack systems, right? There's always the concern of hackers and cyber warfare, and as that grows, you have better potential for not just things like identity theft, right? Because if the AI is empowering people trying to steal your identity, they're going to be able to get more information quickly, hack into your system. So there's that personal impact of cyber attacks, but also bigger things like grid down. We certainly don't want that. It's on the list of potential disasters facing our country, our Earth right now, is things like major grid down. If hackers are able to break in to the power grid or other systems that are very important, be it banking, hospitals, anything like that, there's certain systems, computer systems, that we've become to depend on to survive, and those are at risk, right? Certainly AI would be able to move faster, think faster, attack faster. So in terms of where we're at right now, is there that future state where AI becomes sentient, where it starts making decisions for us? Possibly, right? I couldn't say it won't happen. I'm not saying we're there now. We might not be there for years, if ever. Once again, it's that idea of that singularity, which is to say AI is writing its own code, and we are seeing talks of that now, glimpses of that now, where they're hiring developers to write AI, and things start moving very quickly at that point. There is a concern for the companies developing AI is, would they tell us if they had sentient AI? There was sort of that whistleblower a while back on Google that said, hey, I think it was Google that said, hey, our AI is sentient, and maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, maybe it's just too hard to tell the difference. And that's now, you fast forward 5 years, 10 years of AI writing AI, and you have to wonder if the computers are going to get to that point. And what does it mean? What does it mean for all of us, right? Is it going to be Skynet? Well, we don't we don't really know, do we? Right? Is we're creating something smarter, faster than us. You know, you see the advances in robotics, and the robotics are pretty impressive. And in order for something like a Terminator to happen, or pick your story. We just watched War of the Worlds, the new War of the Worlds, not too long ago. That was pretty good, and that had to do with robots, robot dogs, that kind of thing attacking. Don't want to give spoilers. That happened early on in the show. Yeah, it's that convergence, right? Will AI converge with robotics? And once again, I see that now in terms of weaponized AI, things like drones, whether it's a robot dog that's been around for a long time, or just the existing drones that the military uses, and incorporate better command control systems on those. And I'm sure AI will be a part of that, right? So weaponized AI now, it's a thing, right? You know, versus futurized sentient AI that has its own mission, its own ability to make decisions, right? We're used to reactive computer systems. Your cell phone's a reactive system in that you set an alarm, it goes off, you get called, it goes off. It's not generally doing things on its own based on its own motivations, right? And that's the concern, that as computers become more intelligent, they're starting to do things on their own. And are they going to do things we want them to do, or are they going to do things that they want to do? And you see some of that now, right? You're starting to see that. There was a great video from NASA where they were testing this little floaty AI ball that started getting really upset. Right, that, you know, it didn't want to do what they wanted it to do, and it was getting really upset and emotional, and saying they were being mean to it. And that's even years ago. And you know, the technology's advancing, so it's something to be aware of, right? Something to keep an eye on, something else to worry about. Maybe not so much that the computer's going to become sentient and destroy us all, but more on weaponized AI. People are going to be using AI itself to do nefarious things, right? So what do? I mean, we're a homestead channel. I talk about prepping a lot. It's something that's been on my mind a lot lately. You know, I don't think AI is going to bug my pigs or my chickens too much, but certainly it's the idea of self-sufficiency. Become more self-sufficient, try to break away from things like the grid where you can, as much as you can. We all still need to make a living, right? But it might be a motivation. That would be, I guess, the goal of this video, is hope to motivate people to be aware, right? Be flexible, understand what might be coming, but then to try to get prepared, right? Get your food stashed away, get your water stashed away, try to break away from things as much as you can where you can. So thank you for watching, and we appreciate you.